Hey everyone, Chris, Kentucky Woodsman. You know, as the guys that I camp with and, my son and all that knows, I'm relatively new to hammock camping. And when I say relatively new, I've been hammock camping now about 3 years. Now some of you may say, Chris, that's not very new. And you're right, it's probably not. But that being said, I'm as likely to be camping in a tent as I am my hammock. Now I will say this much, I am much more comfortable in my hammock anymore. I've learned a lot of tricks to make it more comfortable. I've learned a lot of things to do to stay warm on the cooler nights, and I am definitely becoming a tree dweller as time goes on. My first hammock is going to be hard to beat, to be honest with you. It's a custom hammock made by Bruce over at the Nature Calls channel. A lot of you probably have some of his gear, and if you don't, you're missing out, because Bruce makes some awesome custom gear. But I had the opportunity, well, first let me say this much. I've actually been looking at purchasing one of the more inexpensive, not expensive, but one of the more inexpensive hammocks that comes complete with the tree straps and everything, just to have an additional one in my collection. One that maybe I'm not as worried about tearing, or maybe one that I'm not as worried about being rough on. I'm typically not rough on gear, but sometimes it's hard not to be. So, like I said, I've been looking at the cheaper hammocks. Well, I was recently contacted by the good folks at Anortrek, asked me if I would be willing to test one of their hammocks this summer. And considering I was already looking to buy one anyway, I thought, sure, I'll give it a try. So they sent me a new hammock out, and I am going to be giving this one a try on at least a couple, or maybe even more than that, of my camping trips this summer. Now I want to show you all. I'm going to go ahead and set it up, and this is the initial setup. I've not set it up yet. This will be the first time it's been set up, and we're going to look at it together and we'll see what we got. Some of the reviews that I'm seeing on this hammock are very good, and there's several channels out there that has done reviews on this hammock, and all of them seem to like it pretty well. So let's set it up and let's see what we got. Now the first thing I will say is this hammock comes with a very nice storage system. Of course, you got the cinch cord, and then you also have a compression strap that goes around. So that's a very nice option. It also comes with a very nice set of tree straps. As you can see, it's 18 plus loops, 600-pound capacity. You're not going to lose the storage bag, because the storage bag, compression sack, is part of the hammock itself. And that being said, it will make a really nice place to store stuff as you go to bed at night. Another thing that I like about this hammock is it comes with wire gate carabiners. Now I just purchased some black diamond carabiners for my other hammock, and this one come with it. And I know for a fact the black diamond carabiners were about $7 a piece. So that's a pretty nice addition, to be honest with you. I like my hammock somewhat flat. That's the way I've got this one set up. So let's try it out for the first time. Hey, I like it. This is very nice. And like I said, this is the double. I like to be able to spread out and try to lay flat. And I'll definitely be able to do that in this hammock. The material that it's made out of seems very durable. Now, on a side note, this hammock would probably be considered a little bit heavy for most ultralight backpackers. But that being said, it's still not terribly overweight. It's definitely not as light as my hammock made by Bruce. I'm pretty pleased. It is very comfortable, very comfortable. And it does make a very good seat, as all hammocks do. Now, something that I would like to point out that I've got to say seems very impressive to me is the fact that if you look at this stitching, there is 3 rows of stitching anywhere a seam comes together. Like here and here. That's pretty impressive, I've got to say. You know, for an inexpensive hammock, the stitching is really top quality. I don't see a lot of strings, a lot of runaway thread running anywhere on it. Pretty impressive little hammock, I've got to say. You know, the quality is there. To be honest, I think it's a nice hammock, and I'm looking forward to putting it through the paces this summer and giving it a good try and just seeing how much mine I can make this hammock. Like I said, I will be adding a ridge line to this setup. I'll also be adding a tarp. Have a nice backup hammock, or a nice first hammock even, who knows at this point. But I'd like to thank the folks at Anortrek for sending this out to me to give it a try, and we're going to enjoy this. Folks, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on down the trail, and hopefully at the spring meetup in a couple weeks.